Diane in Denmark here, and welcome back to another golden session of 15 minutes. Doing a little declutter here in my basement. Now, as I've told you the last couple of days, I've got to get these shelves moved because we're getting a new heating system put in. And instead of just moving the shelves and moving all the stuff that was on the shelves, I've decided to go through the boxes one by one, see what's in there and see if there's a wee bit more that I can get rid of. Anyway, also happy 1st of February, hooray! We made it through the month of January, and when I got up this morning, and I don't know about where you are, this is the 1st of February 2018 in Denmark, but when I came out my bedroom door, it was a super moon. And it's quite spooky when you see that supermoon, and you realise, like, hundreds of years ago, you know, the peasant farmers must have been thinking, oh, what is happening up there? Anyway, that's by the by. I'm feeling a bit jaded this morning, but anyway, it's all good. And I don't know if you noticed, but when I did my jewellery declutter the other week, we were talking about brooches. So I've got my wee brooch on, because this top, I can't really wear it with a necklace because there's too much going on with a wee thing at the back. But anyway, I've got my brooch on, so I've got my little bling on. I am ready to do some work in here. Just going to work for 15 minutes because I realised I went on a bit too long yesterday. And the point of my videos is just to give you a wee bit of inspiration that we do the 15 minutes and then we get to stop. So let's get dug in today. And as before, we're just doing like one box or one shelf. I kind of know what's in these boxes, so let me just grab one. Right, I've got the timer going. Hold on, move it back a wee bit because you are sitting on my flip folder at the moment. Right, now I've got these IKEA boxes. I'm not going to move these next door right now and show you what's in them, because in these boxes, this is kind of personal papers. But I can tell you what is in it. It's all things like, this one is, you know, if you get like special Christmas cards, or from, you know, and I'm not talking about just the general Christmas cards, because I keep those from one year to the next and then they go out. But, you know, some kind of special cards, or if we've been to, what was in here? These are papers of, you know, things that I have done in my life. Yeah, it's all kind of special papers, and these I keep in these boxes. That's my kind of special papers about me and my life and stuff. I'm not talking about things like you know, passports or birth certificates. Those are in a filing cabinet, a metal filing cabinet. But those ones are just kind of fun things that have happened to me over the years. And these ones I occasionally look through, not very often, but when I can't get any more in the box, then it's time to have a purge and see what's in there. So this one is all right. That's just being moved to the next shelf. And remember, you don't need to declutter everything that you've got. We're just taking a look with fresh eyes to see what's in there. Now this one, oh, mementos. Right, and again, I really like these ones from IKEA. They're cheap, and they're quite sturdy. Okay, and again, these are, I'll tell you what this one is. This is all like invitations to fun parties that we've been to, theatre, tickets, oh my goodness, yeah, going back to my years when I lived in Luxembourg, and things that I did for Copenhagen Kø. I was a member of Copenhagen Kø when I first came to, and I did some guided tours, not for money or anything, but just I'd been living here longer than some of the others, so I would do little tours in French of all the fun things that you could see in Copenhagen. And also in here I can see I've got letters from when I left my job working for Sir David, and nice letters from people at the court. So anyway, so that's another box of memorabilia. So all those things get to stay, that's all right. Oh, and some, okay, here's something that I can show you from that box. I also keep, I don't get, you know, I'm a bit of a hoarder. I do like to hang on to stuff. And these glasses, I got, my DS18 and I, we went to see, you know, the latest, The Last Jedi. And they had these funny 3D glasses. So I have kept those because I also have a Star Wars pencil from 1977 that I had when I was at school, and I've still got it. So, and I keep some things that mean a lot to, I know it's like a pencil, but it's a Star Wars pencil from 1977, and I no longer use it because the text, because it says "May the Force be with you," the text is almost rubbed off. But anyway, so you're allowed to keep the things that are kind of special to you. Right, so those two boxes, those are keepers. And then when I move this out the way, those will just go back, I've always got an itchy nose, on the shelf. Right, this one, let's see what's in here. Oh, this is a heavy one. Ah, okay, this is not personal papers. Hold on, let me just turn it around so I can show you. Oh, this is maps and guidebooks. And I was actually really good about 2 years ago. We had a whole lot of maps from when I used to live in Luxembourg, because, you know, when you're living in Luxembourg, you know, I would drive on my own, you know, 17 hours down to Italy. And in the old days, I mean, we're going back, let me see, 25 years ago. In the old days, you know, there was no such thing as, you know, anything online information. I had all these maps. So I got rid of a lot of them. I gave a lot of them to school because those are always fun for it. I mean, you can cut up old maps and use them for decorating, whatever. So I've kept these ones, and I quite like some of the guidebooks. And I've also got some funny ones. And, you know, when the guidebooks are kind of out of date, then I get rid of them, because we can get all that stuff. We can get all the guidebooks for free at our local library. But these are quite funny ones. And these are, I mean, this is sentimental stuff. This is little guides to Luxembourg. I used to live and work in Luxembourg. And these were, we can see it here, 171 circuit autopodestre. Okay, it's little walks that you could do in Luxembourg. Rambling routes, okay, it's in English on the front. And the idea was you had this, you've got these little maps of different areas, and then you could take it out, put in this little plastic thing and go a walk. And me and my friends would kind of do that the weekend. And when I got this book, I thought, oh, I'll see how many of these 177 walks we can do. And I think we kept on doing the same ones, like, which were close to home. So I think I've done about 3 of them. But those are from my days in Luxembourg, and I get to keep those because, you know, it brings back the memory. But I don't need to keep everything from my days in Luxembourg. But anyway, I'll hang on to those. So those are all right. And we've got the usual guidebooks to Rome. And when we go to Rome, you know, I keep... If there's been a really good restaurant that we've enjoyed, then I keep the cards in there, so that next time we go, or next time if a friend is going, then I can just hand over the whole thing and say, oh, you really got to go to that restaurant or whatever. So that is a keeper. And again, if the things don't fit into the box, then I need to get rid of something that's in the box. That's my rule. Right. Okay. And hold on a minute till I grab the next one, because this is huge. Let me see if I can... Right, I managed to lift it up to the next shelf. I'm not moving this anywhere. Now, this is, if you saw me doing the Halloween decorations yesterday, this is it's the same size of box. And this was on the bottom shelf. Now, this one, I've just actually been messaging with Vibeke, And she's going to, you know, my bestie Vibeke, you know, you saw me at her house. She's the one who's really good at decorating and making paper decorations, and she was showing us how to make stuff. Anyway, she is going to take this box off my hands, but she's saying, oh no, the more that I declutter, the more junk that she gets. So anyway, in this box, I'm going to keep these ones. This is a box. Hold on, let me get those. I'll put these ones here first so you can see what it is. Just don't want to drop this on the floor. Right. This is a box. I actually had three of these boxes. Like this whole shelving unit was filled with these boxes that had the same stuff in it, and they are. Let's see here. They are Donald Duck magazines for kids, though they're thousands of Danish adults read them too. Now, here's a little interesting thing. Donald Duck is, or Anders Ent, as he's called in Danish, or Kalle Anka in Swedish. He is the most famous Disney character in Denmark. Much more than Mickey Mouse, and they just have been printing these for I don't know how many years. My husband, who's also 50, same age as me, he used to read them when he was a child, and he had been reading the ones that belonged to his elder, you know, brothers and sisters. So they have been around for years, and they keep on printing the stories, and they kind of update them. But I learned recently, I think that like every 4 years, they reprint the stories again. So the kids who have read them before, they've maybe forgotten them, and then the next one. Anyway, we used to have a subscription for my son, and then my daughter carried on with the subscription. But we stopped that about several years ago. We kept the magazines because they reread them all the time. And there's funny bits. My favourite bit is the jokes. There's a joke page that always makes me laugh. Anyway, I don't have any magazine subscriptions. I don't subscribe to anything. We stopped all our magazine subscriptions. I'm trying to think of. My husband used to have one. You know, we would get like not the New Yorker, the other one, literary supplement. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff, but you can get it all online these days. Costs a lot of money, so we stopped all our subscriptions, and also we can get all our things like that from the Danish library for free. So, and we can even read them online. You know, there's an app and all for free. So there's no need for us to have magazines anymore. That really helps with the clutter. Anyway, we did have the Donald Duck ones, to cut a long story short. And as I said, my daughter had them in her room. But, you know, they filled up like a whole shelving unit. So little by little, we've been getting rid of them. And Vibeke, she sometimes takes them, and they keep them at, they also have a Swedish summer house, different area from us. They're really in the woods, in the forest, or way far away from we are. We're down the south coast. Anyway, she has agreed to take another batch of them. So she's going to get this whole, I don't know if you can see it here, pull it out. This whole thing here of Donald Ducks, and her family will enjoy reading them. So I'm going to be so pleased. Yeah. I mean, I can hardly lift this thing. So that is all going. Hooray! And these books, of course, they have the Donald Duck magazines, but they also have the Donald Duck books, and we used to have a very large collection of these books, but the kids have gone through them, and they've kept like their favourite ones. You can see them here, and so these ones we're going to keep because you don't have to throw everything away, and they're really nice. And also these magazines, what I would do with them before, because I was kind of decluttering a little bit last year, that every time I sent like a care package to my DS18 who was in the States, you know, I would send him every 4 to 6 weeks a big shoebox full of his favourite Danish sweets, which were Matador mix and school chalk, and I did a video about that, about Danish sweets a long time ago. Anyway, and because I always had a wee bit space left in the shoebox, and you know, you get like up to 2 kilos you can send for 100 crowns. So I would just make up the rest. I would just put in a few magazines to give them a wee taste, wee taste of home. So anyway, let me see how we're doing with the time. Oh, timer is almost gone, but woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, so all these magazines, those are going to Vibeke. Hi, Vibeke. Who's also getting the art supplies. My daughter kept a lot of the paints, but Vibeke will get the rest of the paints. So let me see, I have, how are we doing so far? We have, I've done the top of this shelf, I've still got to do that one. And we have 1, 2, 3 shelves that I've gone through. Woo-hoo-hoo. So anyway, timer's about to go off. This is my timer. My Flylady one that still beeps. I'm going to get those things ready for Vibeke because I shall be seeing her today for a wee swim, and if I need to take these things in the car to go over to hers with those, and those ones are going to be keepers. So go me, go me. Anyway, just remember, once the timer has gone off, don't kind of cheat yourself by restarting because you're not finished the job. Either change task, you know, go to a different area and work for 15 minutes, or take a break. The problem is if you kind of cheat with the timer, it's not really going to work, the system, because what we're doing is we're focusing for 15 minutes and then we focus on something else, so we're not getting dragged into the same area. And please, especially if you're using the timer with your kids, don't ask them to do like 5 minutes in their room and then make them do another 5 minutes, because they won't trust you. Just say, okay, we're going to do 5 minutes on going through all your socks, and when the 5 minutes stops, you get to go off, you know, and play with your dolls, and then we'll do another 5 minutes later. That way you can kind of build up some trust with them, okay? So anyway, that's it for me, Diane in Denmark. And the other thing is, it is Thursday, which in Danish we say Lille Fredag, which means Little Friday, so we get to be a bit kind of good to ourselves. And so anyway, have a great Little Friday. I shall see you very soon, and happy decluttering out there. Live long and prosper. May the hygge be with you. Maybe you can sit down and read a Donald Duck book or magazine today, and I shall see you very soon. Okay, bye for now.